The Vikings have forever been looking to upgrade the quarterback position, and this offseason, the backup QB2 for the Minnesota Vikings should be freshened up a little bit beyond Sean friggin' Mannion. Yeah, and one option is going to be a free agent to be a former number 2 overall pick, Marcus Mariota from the Tennessee Titans. So let's walk through why the Vikings should make a play at girl number 8 today. And I know what you're thinking. The old sentiment is like, well, we have to do everything possible to help out Kirk in this final season, all in on 2020. And I agree. But are we looking to help the team, or are we looking to help Kirk Cousins? And why would Kirk Cousins be so threatened if he had a decent quality backup quarterback, as opposed to Sean friggin' Mannion, as opposed to Trevor Siemian? Yeah, it's one of the reasons why conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat, why Kyle Jerome Ezekiel Sluter was never given the time of day, and then Mike Zimmer went out of the way to completely trash the name and legacy of Kyle Sluter. But he's going to become the starter in Detroit. So we got that going for us because Kirk Cousins did not want a threat on the team. And also, if you remember, a couple months ago, Kirk Cousins, when CFL stud quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell was talking about potentially working out for the Vikings, he was told, as in no uncertain terms, that, hey, you were not here to compete for the starting quarterback job. You were here to be a backup. So it just implies that Kirk Cousins could be potentially mentally soft when it comes to competition, when it comes to someone looking over his shoulder. And you need a quality backup in this league just because of things happen. S happens, right? And no one should know that better than Kirk Cousins, because when he stole the job from RG3 after RG3 couldn't stay healthy, couldn't stay on the field, and was also inept at times. So Kirk Cousins knows. Kirk Cousins knows all about the silent, bloodless coups, right? And maybe that's why he doesn't want a decent backup quarterback. But the Vikings need to start thinking about the future, potentially without Kirk Cousins. And you look at Marcus Mariota. Things didn't work out in Tennessee. They bring in Tannehill. Tannehill has an amazing year and takes the Titans to the AFC Championship game. Now, is the Vikings potentially having a decent signal caller in case of ineptitude and or alien abduction? Shouldn't that be put above the feelings of employee number 8? Because backup quarterbacks matter. And also, the fact that Marcus Mariota, it didn't work out in Tennessee. That's fine. Myriad of reasons, perhaps ineptitude in terms of play calling. You look at the 12-year-old boy who's now in Green Bay. That 1 year, that whole thing, and then also lack of pieces around him. You can see why maybe things didn't work out in Mariota, Tennessee. Maybe they could work out somewhere else. You still see a lot of potential in a guy who 5 years ago was the number 2 overall pick, and also things are working out very well for the number 1 overall pick from that draft, Jameis Winston. But I digress there. And like we mentioned, the Vikings do need a plan B if things don't work out with Cousins in 2021. And frankly, I think you can sell Marcus Mariota on that, because Mariota, like we saw, has a lot of potential still. And I think a lot of teams will be in on the derby for him, because you have teams miss out on Tannehill, if they miss out on Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers or Teddy Bridgewater free agency, they could pick up Marcus Mariota on a relatively cheap deal and sell him on the fact that, hey, you can compete for the starting job here. And for the Vikings, you can be like, hey, we don't know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins after the season. Maybe we won't want him back. Maybe he won't want to be back, and maybe he'll want to go somewhere else in free agency. How about you come here in Minnesota? There's still a Super Bowl caliber roster, and you can get your feet wet. You can learn the system for a year, and then hell, maybe 2021, you're the starting quarterback of the Vikings. Potentially, you could go with that. And also, with Mariota, we have seen flashes of high-level play. I mean, inconsistency, as well as the aforementioned ineptitude of the Titans for a number of years. I mean, it sort of held him back. But here's what it is. He has a 29-32 record at the start of #QB wins, which is a better percentage than Kirk Cousins, by the way. No big deal. Has a career 62.9 completion percentage, has 76 career touchdowns as opposed to 44 career interceptions, as well as a career 7.5 yards per attempt, as well as 89.6 quarterback rating. So the man isn't without skill. As well as you think about what Marcus Mariota's mobility, which is way better than Case Keenum, by the way. And you saw what just a little bit of pocket awareness in Case Keenum and mobility he could do in 2017, really masking up the odor of a terrible offensive line. Just imagine how Marcus Mariota's true blue mobility would greatly enhance the Vikings offensive line. And also add a couple more wrinkles to the running game, like the read option with Kirk Cousins and Dalvin Cook. If I'm a defender, I'm I'm taking 33, I ain't taking 8. But if you have Mariota and Dalvin Cook, they're at the mesh point in a read option, you don't really know what to do. because either one would be a threat to take the ball and run. But I digress there. And who knows? Maybe Cousins thinks, and maybe he heavily influences that the fact that he doesn't want a quality, potentially very good quarterback behind him, but maybe he'll actually make him play a little bit better. Maybe, like we saw with angry Kirk, pissed off Kirk, where you didn't think that would actually help him, but he played well. He played better on those circumstances, and maybe a true blue NFL starter in Marcus Mariota or a high-end drafted rookie coming in and sitting behind Kirk Cousins as the QB2 of the Vikings, maybe that enhances his play. Maybe that makes him level up. It's like, hey, if I don't play well, this is my last year under contract. Hell, I could be benched. I could have my ass sat on the bench, and then this friggin' guy's going to take over my job. He doesn't have that threat from Sean Mannion. He certainly didn't have it from Trevor Siemian. Well, let's make sure he has that threat with Marcus Mariota. Anyways, your thoughts. Super Mario potentially coming to the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, hit that join button down below. Find out how you can become a monthly or platinum Jerome player, as well as support the work on Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. Until next time, Skol, production value.